What's up, everybody? Ryan here to go over some week 4 previews, taking a look at the commish versus My Chubb is Broken. That's me versus Manny. For my team, I've got Justin Herbert, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Puka Nacua, Devon Achane, Austin Eckler, Dallas Goedert, Ken Walker, and Jordan Addison all starting. Manny has Jordan Love, CeeDee Lamb, Calvin Ridley, Rachaad White, Joe Mixon, TJ Hawkinson, Tank Dell, and Joshua Palmer starting. Starting off with my team here, I'm liking Justin Herbert, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devon Achane here, Eckler if he can play for sure, and then Ken Walker. Now we've got the Chargers versus Vegas. This could be a sneaky game here. Same thing with Detroit versus Green Bay. Miami versus Buffalo for sure, though. We know that that's going to be a shootout. At least it's projected to be a shootout. Taking a look at their odds here. Right now it's over under projected for 54 points. So they're projected to score 54 points. If they can go over that, oh my gosh, that would be crazy. Now Dallas Goedert here, I'm hoping that he can have a comeback game against Washington. And Ken Walker, I'm hoping that he can run all over the Giants. Taking a look at my bench here, though, I have Breece Hall and Christian Watson that I could start, but I'm not really into those guys right now. Christian Watson, he is coming off of that hamstring injury, and Breece Hall, the Jets haven't been playing so well lately. Now moving over to Manny's team, taking a look here, I am liking Jordan Love. Again, sneaky game here between Green Bay and Detroit. Could actually, let's take a look at their props here. Over under 45. So they're projecting to score high points here. CeeDee Lamb, I'm not a hot on right now. He's going up against New England. Bill Belichick is known for taking away the number one target in this game. That could be CeeDee Lamb or it could be Tony Pollard. You never know who Belichick is going to target here. But Dallas has been pretty good lately, so we'll see what happens there. Joe Mixon, you do have to start him. He's your starter here, but he's going up against Tennessee, and that's a pretty stout run defense. They have been stopping a lot of running backs lately. Taking a look at TJ Hawkinson, I'm liking him. He's been pretty consistent so far in the first 3 weeks. Very playable, especially as a tight end. Me and Shawn have been saying if you get any points from your tight end, you're liking it. But TJ Hawkinson has seen a lot of usage and he's been playing very well. So we'll see what happens here, but I expect a high scoring game from him as well. Now, interesting here that Manny is starting Tank Dell over. He's got Nico Collins, both wide receivers from Houston Texans. I see that Manny is chasing some rookie points here. Tank Dell did have a very extremely great game. He had 145 receiving yards and a touchdown in the last game. So hopefully, being a rookie, he can continue things going on here and get going here. Joshua Palmer could be pretty interesting if Quentin Johnston doesn't pan out. He's got Mike Williams out for the rest of the year, so Joshua Palmer does need to step up. But I read a report earlier saying that Quentin Johnston might possibly see a larger expanded role. So you never know who's going to be the number 2 there. It could be Joshua Palmer, could be Quentin Johnston, it could be somebody else. Taking a look at Manny's bench. Besides the Nico Collins, I don't really see anybody else here that I would start. Most of these guys are pretty much bench stashes at this point right now. Now, just in case you guys didn't know, if you take a look at Yahoo Fantasy on the website, on a desktop, versus on the mobile app, you can actually hover over and take a look at each defense. So right now, if I take a look at Detroit gives up the 14th fewest fantasy points to the quarterback position. And you can also click into that as well and see the previous players that they've played and how many points that they've given up to that person. So in week 1, they played Patrick Mahomes, gave up 20 points to him. Week 2, Geno Smith gave up 23 points to him. Week 3, Desmond Ridder gave up 6.34 points to him. So, I mean, if you take a look at it like this one, it's not really saying anything week 3 because Desmond Ridder, we don't really consider like top tier quarterback, like elite, nowhere near elite. But Patrick Mahomes is up there. Geno Smith showed last year that he can be a pretty top contending quarterback. I think last year he was top 5 So we're seeing 20 plus points from our top tier quarterbacks here. So Detroit does give up quite a few points. Now, this is factoring into this 14 number here, but you have to take that with a grain of salt. So if we take a look here, let's take a look at, I was talking about Pittsburgh, Tank Dell and Nico Collins. They're playing up against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh gives up the 5th most wide fantasy points to the wide receiver position. So if you take a look at who they've played in previous games, they played Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel, Amari Cooper and Elijah Moore, Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers. So taking a look at how many points and what stats they gave up to those guys, they gave up a good amount of points. So, this can help you kind of gauge and predict how many points you might get from a player. But also the other thing you should take a look at, and you can see it on the app too, but not as well, is taking a look at, well, like right here, Rachaad White versus New Orleans. This game is in a dome stadium, so weather's not going to affect them. But then if we take a look at Joe Mixon versus Tennessee, forecast right now, sunny today with a high of 87 degrees, low of 61. So, you can get some weather information there. Weather information is very good and useful for those passing games. Sometimes you get high wind games and you don't want any of the passing game in there. So hopefully you guys are taking a look at it. Try to take a look at it on desktop or laptop, whatever. Just get onto the mobile, away from the mobile version, get a different view. So that way it can help you guys out. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one.